We've had a lot of rain overnight again. It's certainly been at least 20 millimetres since midnight, and it was raining the day before as well, so God only knows. I think the month must be on about 30. I didn't better check that, to be honest, and it's only the 2nd. So things are looking wet. I noticed a lot of sort of drainage issues have suddenly become apparent, whether they're just like drains overwhelmed or drains become blocked because of debris coming down. A common thing, this happens all the time when you get these severe spells. You can start getting streams of water running down off the moor, and it's full of all sorts of crap like bits of bracken and peat, and peat is really quite good at bunging up this great big pool here. If this was my house, I don't really want to sound nasty, if that was my house, I'd move heaven and earth to get this pool resolved. There's a simple block drain there, which if they kept on top of it wouldn't get blocked. Because everything going through is literally splashing water up onto their hedge about, unless they go really slowly. And it's bad enough now where it's salty water. Nobody seems to bother. See, I try to keep things right down our road, as far as possible. Water streaming down here, but I've seen it worse. Don't think anyone's actually done any repairs, but just that it's sort of subsided a bit since it stopped fishing down earlier on. Anyway, we're going to need the fog lights on. Oh, I can't remember how you. Oh, that's it. I wanted the back. I wonder how you did the back ones, and less important to be honest with you. I didn't really want to do this today, but since nothing else is going to be happening, shall we say, I thought I'd nip to Kirby Moorside for some more bags. I'll be getting a proper order in, next week, but like a pallet load. But I was planning, if you like, to get them tomorrow when I'm going down to Malton with a trailer on. But there's two reasons why I don't want to do that. Firstly, the extra time it takes, that goes on 15 minutes. But secondly, and more importantly really, you can't guarantee to get a place to park there with a trailer on. You have to pull right up to the building and you're still stuck onto the path, if not the road. So it's far from ideal, especially if you're getting a few things. Then also it's quite difficult to load them in the back with a trailer on. But it's not like a particularly long journey, but probably costs at least a £5 note to come down here and fuel a load. But well, these things have to be done. Well, actually, I was thinking last Monday I might have been going to Russell and got some bags there. I knew I needed a few more, particularly sheep pellets. I have enough. I aren't really desperately short. I have some. It's just the lamb. I'm out of lamb pellet, which is smaller than sheep pellet, yow pellet. I have some for you and allow use, and I have a large pile of sugar beet pellets, which so they won't starve, but I'd rather get some. And actually I've got the petrol tin in as well. I want to get some petrol. I don't particularly need that because I've just emptied it out into the quad bike, which has lasted at least a week, but I may as well have it. I don't need any in this really. It is down a little bit. More than enough for now. I think it's actually going down again. The oil price has gone down. And my fuel card had dropped slightly, but it's still rather high. I thought at 123. when I get back, I want to put this on the trailer and check the trailer and pick up tyre pressures, because this is the first proper relatively heavy load that I've put in it this time tomorrow. 3 quite big ones, not that big actually. In fact, I thought I was originally planning to take like 14-month-old ones, but in fact I'm going to take the better ones that are more like 10 and 11 months. There's 2 really good ones, about 11 months old. They're absolute prize-winning types. Well, one especially, but the other's not bad. And then the third one, he's 14 months and he's quite good as well. It's not much different, and the individual people will buy them, it doesn't matter. They all look similar in the pen, that's the key thing. And then I have a bit of a jumble of some are black and some are grey and some are significantly older. One was a bit runty at spring. He was younger as well, so he didn't go when he might have done. He's quite big now, but he doesn't really match anything else. He's a bit of a one-off gangly type, shall we say. Anyway, I'm sure it'll make the money. But I think these I'm taking tomorrow. You shouldn't really count your chickens before you hatch, but I think they'll be knocking down for £1,500. Certainly 13, which is good, because honestly, my bank account is a bit unhealthy at the moment, having just paid the insurance, which this year is just over £5,000. It's just ridiculous, really. But I've shopped around. I can't seem to get it any less. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't possible to get it less. As it is, I was with the NFU and I've decided to leave them because I don't like them. But by leaving the NFU, which was nearly £500 a year, just for being the NFU, you did get a discount. You see, on the NFU mutual insurance, you did get a discount. But I've basically saved about £100 by not going with them. But honestly, the various things the NFU are doing, well, I'm not going to even talk about it on here. But I've no interest whatsoever in supporting them any further, even though I'm actually doing myself financial harm, because another thing that they do, which is honestly quite good, they have discounts on things. Well, you could probably negotiate a discount anyway. For example, if I wanted a new pickup, and I don't really, but if I were to buy one, well, on the Isuzu it is or was £700 discount. But let's say I'd be surprised if you can't negotiate that anyway, or do some sort of a deal. So, but on the Toyota it was more than that. I think it came to us nearly, well, it was 2,000 or 4,000. It was a lot of money. But I don't really want a Toyota particularly, neither do I really want an Isuzu. But it's just it. That is. Oh, there was a significant discount on the quad bike as well. And there are probably a lot of other things, like bizarre things like hotels and God knows what, that I don't use. But I'm not saying that the discounts covered the NFU sub, but they certainly helped, or spread over the years. So yes, but that's not why I don't want to be with them anymore. Actually, this road is not doing too badly for floods and things. The ditches are all mostly running alright. There is a particularly nasty one in Westerdale. Well, it's only a very minor road over to Quarry Farm, and I thought it was what's going on there, and I looked at it, I went nipped over with a quad bike because I was that side anyway, and a very large amount of water is coming up from, it must be like a culvert or a very large stone drain, and anyway it's running down a dip in a field where it's always run and out onto the road, and there's a lot of water. It's basically a beck running down the road and lifting some of the tarmac up on the edges anyway. Not too serious, but it is a significant problem. And I'm just a bit unhappy about what's going on in one of my fields. I mean, it's a field which, when it rains heavy, it always runs down one side of it because the drain just can't take it. And it was doing it this morning. And I thought, well, that'll soon stop, but it hasn't stopped yet. But everywhere is just that wet, honestly. I bet it stopped tomorrow, but I do wonder if there's some sort of minor blockage occurred there. We'll find out if it's still doing it tomorrow. But even if it has, it's a relatively easy one to resolve, because once you can get to it with the digger, I know exactly where the drain is. It's not as you can't find it, and it's I would say a modern drain, but it's a 6-inch clear pipe drain. I have plenty of them spare. Fodder bait. You're welcome to it. Something has come up rather, well, not really unexpectedly, but with very little fanfare as far as I'm concerned. Suddenly I'd realised that they're going to need a veterinary inspection of sorts. They don't do a lot of inspecting and just come and advise you about things. And if you don't have this inspection, you can't get a special code number which you have to put on your sheep forms, or else you might not be allowed to take them to the market, or if you do, they'd have to be kept separate. So in other words, nobody would be all that keen on buying them, but as far as you know, it might not work out like that. I asked Russell what the situation was there, and they just haven't answered, or they don't know. Maybe they didn't know anything about it either. But this is, when I started doing a bit of research about it, it started to come up as a thing in about May, which is not that long ago. And they were sort of suggesting you should be looking at doing these inspections, visit things. And then suddenly it's more highlighted again now, and it's just 6 weeks away. But I don't suppose it's such an onerous thing in itself, and it's hard to argue against it, isn't it? Because except that it's going to cost 200 quid. Now, allegedly, you can get some of that back through the SFI, which I have applied for, but I haven't applied for that back, so I don't know how much it's going to be. I thought, well, why do I need that previously? That's what I was thinking, but now I know why I need it. But it would be sheep and a few cull cattle. 2 or 3. I have got probably 2 to go this winter. There's certainly 1 anyhow. The other one I was thinking of doing it again, but I ain't quite sure. So yeah, well, that's sort of initiated. I've asked the vet to do it, and they know what I'm on about. I did wonder if they wouldn't have heard of it either. But the only sort of alternative way, if you like, to do it involves being in farm assurance. Well, I suppose, to be fair, one of the things they check as farm assurance is kind of related to that. Can we see this water on the, how deep that is now, right across there? It looks like a full-blown river, doesn't it, across that? It's been right up to the bridge. It's almost, I wonder if it's actually been backing up. right up to the top of the arch there at some point. I don't know if that was today though, because they had it worse down here. The last event we didn't have all that much. I think it's been worse at home, to be honest, this rain overnight. So I wonder what happens when the bridge at Utton Hole reaches the top of the arch, water. Presumably it starts to act like a dam. It's always bad news when that happens. Because it's only 2:30. This is till we get to November, and you have no time at all to do stuff in the afternoon before it gets dark on you. Especially things of a photography nature, or like video, like that water there. I was just thinking about stopping on the way back. I didn't really want to stop now on the way down. You just feel happy once you've got your stuff and coming home, don't you? Not that they're going to run out or anything. Probably. Anyway, I'm going to get, did I say some petrol as well? I'll do that first. It says to let there. I have a feeling, for whatever reason, they don't want to let it. I think they're doing everything they can to make that into a house. So it's going to be on the market to let as an unrealistic figure until such time as they can present a case where they're trying to let it and nobody was interested. I don't know what's going on in there. That doesn't look very happy, does it? Is that a saw or is it being sprayed? Quite sure what's going on there. It doesn't look dead at the top of the field, the yellow. What a horrible job it is coming down here with the bloody trail on. I hate this bit of road. I don't mind going down Lakey. I don't mind coming out Westerdale, even though it's very steep. I don't mind going through Pickering, because at least you, well, I don't like it very much because you meet a big wagon. But everything else is fine, but this bit of road between Utton Hole and Keldorm, barely wide enough. You get people coming at you too fast, even though I must admit I drive it too fast as well at times. But there's 2 or 3 points that really are too narrow, and if you get off the edge, you'll know about it. I have to say, it's not as bad this side hill at all. Oh, something's gone a bit wrong there. But you know what? That looks almost like a water main to me coming up. That was like a lot of water coming up out of what ought to be a road drain. Now, since there isn't really a obvious source of that, but like an uphill stretch of road, I'm thinking maybe something else is getting in it from surrounding area, like land drain. It's probably still affected by the rain down here to the day. What's this one like? High, but not too bad. And there's the aforementioned vet on the left, the famous vet. I'm not going in there. And here's the petrol station on the right, which actually I wouldn't say it was cheaper, but it's less than I expected at 152. Not very busy though. The woman in there, I don't know if she's a little bit like a Filipino, but I don't want to sound racist here because she's a very pleasant woman normally, but I just noticed she had, well, I'd say the least noticed, she had a face mask on. I wonder if she feels vulnerable or maybe she's got a cold or flu or thinks it might be COVID, who knows. Right, I hope you enjoyed watching the cars go by. I didn't. I suppose that's one of the vets. Why was he waving at me? It wasn't one I particularly recognised. He has a good big bushy beard. When we get one of the vets come, it's usually a lady vet. I think there's Amy. I'm not quite sure who else, to be honest.
something happening here. But what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stopped. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and they're carrying signs, mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man come and take you away. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop now. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.